A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Welcome all, this is Blaezer RTW, I hope you are good. I am good, cracking on with these, so let's crack on with these. Right, on the right is me. I have cav, archers and infantry. Centre right is Schemer, he has infantry, skirmishers and cav. Centre left is JGP, he has archers, infantry and cav. And then on our left is Spartan Commander, he has infantry and cav. On the enemy, on their right against our left is Vicox, he has archers, infantry and cav. On their centre right is Trajan, he has infantry and cav. Centre left is Earth, he has archers, infantry and cav. And rounding things off for an all-Roman affair is Conan, he has infantry and cav. Right, yeah, I'll see you in a sec. Right, welcome back. I think I went a little bit too far, but I'm sure we can pick the pieces up. So over here on the right flank, we have Schemer's got 3 of his cav, plus the other 3 starting to make their way over there, marrying up against Earth, who's brought his cav out with some of his archers. Schemer just raided the archers there, that's why they're coming out. Conan's got his cav sat in behind his infantry, which is still on their left flank up against Schemer's infantry. Then it's me facing up against Earth in the centre. There's a little bit of a dusting off going up against JGP and Trajan at the moment. Looks like they're just sort of routing. Looks like they're just sort of fighting in the middle, and then looks like Vicox has just started pushing up on Spartan Commander on this side. So let's get it going. Yeah, always sort of half interesting when it's all Rome, just watching the initial, how people approach infantry fights against Rome in different positions of the sort of field, if as centre and flanks and this, that and the other. So I'll try and keep across all of it if I can. I'm just sort of trying to think where it's likely to kick off. Mars hasn't got any Peeler units. Earth hasn't got any Peeler units, so I should be sort of trying to take advantage of that. Yeah, still just this little skirmishing going on in the centre there. Looks like these two are close enough at the end, Spartan Commander and Vicox on this left flank, to start exchanging Peeler, which is why Vicox has put his first units into Testudo. Again, in the centre left, just a bit of skirmishing going on in the front there. It looks like Trajan's starting to push some infantry forward. Whether he's going to strike with his cav or not, we'll soon find out. Me and Earth are just married up in the middle. My cav's still here behind. Schemer's got his out on the far right, with mine sort of backing up half his army. He's starting to just get flanked by Conan though, so he's turned him face. He's done that quite well, just in time so that the cav doesn't catch him while he's still moving. Earth has moved his infantry into Testudo, some of it, and he's actually split his forces as well, so it looks like he was going to go for a flank, but I've just stood my ground there. Not much going on the left-hand side. One of those two between Vicox and Spartan Commanders moved their infantry up because they're nose to nose now. In the centre, it's getting a bit more aggressive. There's a bit of a cav exchange going on here. On the right-hand side, just keep an eye on that. I think there's them wheeling back, so not too much going on there. Looks like it's starting to kick off in the centre, though. I think JGP sent a couple of units in to strike Trajan, who retaliated with double the amount of cav of 4, and it started to run through a couple of his Peeler units. Yeah, I'm just sort of moving at the back there. I'm just sort of spreading my lines out now, etc, etc, etc. Not too much going on in this bottom left. So it's all kicking off in the centre as it did from the very start between JGP and Trajan. Looks like Trajan might just be making a few inroads. I think that was just a slightly mistimed cav hit. Not mistimed cav hit, but Trajan committed all of it, if you see what I mean, and none of us retaliated. It would have been nice to get a strike on him. So as it is, JGP sent in a bit more of his cav, and he's actually split. So he's gone in with 4 of them and sent 2 up the other side of his own infantry to try and take out one of them units. He's routed off 2 of the Peeler units of the Julii in the centre, pulled his cav out. The Julii's coming to the back of him of Trajan, and so his Vicox is sending his from the left. Conan's sending his in as well, which has made me retaliate and send mine. So if I can get a nice strike on Lee's, that'll be quite nice. Conan's, because that'll be on the side, if you see what I mean. Spartan Commander sent his in to marry up with Vicox's, which came in from this left-hand side as we're looking at it. It looks like he got a little bit held up though, so it's all in there at the moment. Schema's bringing his cav across, so's Earth. They're starting to face up. None of them have gone in yet though. My infantry's pulling out, so's JGP. Spartan Commander Spartan Commanders is still in there. I would imagine he'll pull that out as soon as Vicox starts pulling out, which he's doing now. So Schema's going in for a nice strike, probably going to try and take out this cav of Conan that's still left in there. JGP's bunging is in there as well. Infantry's rushing up on both sides. My cav's still there. I could do with not actually engaging until one of these 2 Brutii engages. Spartan Commander's brought his cav out now to the left. Earth starting to commit a bit of his cav, which hasn't actually entered the fight yet, so I need to do something about that. I'm not going to, I'm just going to move my infantry across. Spartan Commander's coming in for another Duke with the Praetorian cav of Trajan as well. Now, looks like I have retaliated slightly against Earth there. Could do with, just giving him a little dig and then pulling out and letting the infantry take the hit of the rest of his cav that's coming in there. At the bottom, Spartan Commander's moving his infantry across. Vicox has sent a few of his infantry across, plus the cav as well. Schema sending in his cav. JGP sending in his cav. Spartan Commander's cav's already there. Mine's pulling out at the top. Earth has penetrated my line along with some of Conan's, but it's been held up on a bit of infantry. If I can double back now and smash into the back of that, I could rout off quite a lot of his cav there at the top of the infantry blob as we look at it. There's lots of stuff routing off for everybody. I doubt JGP's got much infantry left, but all the cav in the game is in this blob in the centre now. Now mine's coming in for a bit of a jolly as well. I'm going to hit some of Earth's cav. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get a great strike on it, but it's still better than nothing and puts a little bit of pressure on him. Yep, there you go. But JGP's general's gone in the centre there. Earth's moved his cav out. My cav's pulling out now. Yeah, there goes his general. Spartan Commander's starting to engage the Brutii of Vicox or vice versa, but the cav is all going in the centre. So looks like we're all putting our infantry or our cav in one basket in the centre here. I could do with pushing a bit of infantry across, but what that's actually doing at my end, where they've slightly got the advantage, is allowing, as you can see, Schema to flank heavily on Conan, who's got half of my army in front of him and full of Schemas coming in the flank. Earth's got his infantry still in there. He's got his cav at the centre here as well. I need to take that cav out, which I'm coming in for a strike now. If I can take that Brutii general out, that'd be nice. I got a nice hit there, but it didn't really... Oh, yeah, I did. I married him off. Nice. That was a nice little strike by me. JGP's got his cav out here. Yeah, if he can pull it around the side, we could do with probably... If I can just peel a couple of infantry across and just plug this hole here in the centre, could probably be a good idea to try and get some cav around the back of them now that the majority of their cav's gone. They're still trying, no bit of deucing out. Vicox is sending in the remainders of him. Conan just sent in the remainders of him. Spartan Commanders are sending his. Schema's sent in his. I'm starting to edge mine up this way, probably going to go for a few stragglers or slightly get a different angle on it. Spartan Commander's still holding off his infantry on this left-hand side quite well. It doesn't look like he's got a lot, but I think he's got quite a fair bit there. I either need to hit the Brutii down the line there, probably should have brought my cav up to where the cursor is and hit down the line there. Looks like I'm going to come out and do what I said a minute ago. My infantry's all spread out now, so I could do with just pushing on and turning the screw on Conan and then this blob of infantry that's in the centre there at the moment. But as it is, none of them are engaged, so it'll leave me nice fresh ones for the end game if it comes to it. My cav's slowly going, making its way out to the right. Yeah, Earth's still there with his infantry. Vicox's infantry is all down here. Yeah, I'm going for the Hollywood hit here, but Vicox has seen it and is sending some blocking forces in. JGP's coming to try and grab some of my headlines, but I think they're going to block us off. On this side, looks like Conan's retreating in behind the Brutii right back here on the the opposite flank to where he originally started. Schema's in hot pursuit. Some Brutii cav, probably a general up here maybe somewhere. Yeah, you can see these blocker units are doing their job. They stopped JGP getting in there. They're stopping me getting in there at the moment. I want to be probably here or here and aim for that Brutii or Judy generals. Cool, look at that. Like, did you see that then? They're like hip deep in bodies. Yeah, he sent his blocker down, but I've spotted the hole, so I'm going to go in there. Hopefully this will be enough because my cow's knackered. So hopefully if I can route one of them off, that might do that corner in. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. So that cav can just die now if it wants to. As it is, we've completely smashed the right and the left flank. It's just this, funny enough, where the big cav fight was going on. That's exactly where they've held. That's probably because Vicox has moved his infantry in, and Conan's brought a lot of his back as well. I mean, I've not even moved a lot. I'm starting to move it, but we're just starting to turn the screw on it now. Yep, they've realised, or one of them has, that the game's up. So yeah, it's just about going in there for that last hit now and just get a nice little smash in there, which looks like we're all just chucking everything in there, which is what you do. So yeah, that was quite nice, quite frantic. I hope I didn't miss too much of it. I probably did at the other end when that cav battle was going on, but as far as I'm aware, we got the gist of that battle. So yeah, good stuff. Oh, yeah, definitely a concentrated cav fight. Well, let's see if they're still hip deep in bodies. Yeah, nice. Okay, yeah, happy days. Everyone played well. Good game to all. See you later.
Follow me, Blaezer.